All right, we got another segment here of Wet Your Palate. We got two special guests today. We got the father-son duo in the UFC, Gilbert and Elijah Smith. Man, father-son coaching team. They both have fought in the UFC. Super excited to have you guys. What were some of the highlights?
For me, man, it's showing off my dance moves, right?
Hell yeah!
I had a really good time talking about that, but also just kind of showcasing my son and kind of having him tell his story. That was the best part for me.
9-1 record, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think my favorite part was going over, tasting the wine, making our own, our bottles and stuff like that, doing the waxing, and just coming out here and just conversating with you guys, getting to know you guys better, letting us, tell stories about what we've been through and what we're going through and what's to come next.
Yeah, it was an honor to have you guys on. I gotta say, this episode is a power bomb, and if you know, you know, and if you don't know, you should know.
Yeah.
Tune in, man. This is wild. Love it. Great to have you guys on.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
Peace.
So all that shit was like real about the fighters throwing
supposedly.
fights and
I mean, we don't know anything, but like from the evidence, from the outside looking in, it doesn't look good.
I remember when we were at the house when we were watching that fight, and I was like, because Isaac, he's known to be like that mauler. Like he usually takes people down and beats them up, like submits them, ground and pound. Like he doesn't lose around in training, in sparring rounds. So when we were watching that fight, I was like, okay, he looks smaller. He did look smaller, but when I was watching the fight, I don't know. In my head, I just thought he ran into a guy who was, a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, a little bit more notable on the ground. And then after that, you start seeing these things that are popping up. I'm like, oh. And then too many like coincidence with what's coming up. So outside looking in, it looks like he probably did that. He probably did like take a deal or something like that.
Yeah, it was wild, but there was other. It felt like there was other fighters coming out too.
You thought it was because he put a bet out there. That was it.
That's what
they said. Yeah, they said that.
That's right. So, and did they prove that or no?
No.
I think they're still under investigation.
No. So here's what's happening. It's being investigated, but nothing is ever going to come out of it, because if the UFC finds out that Isaac was guilty, then it's going to kill the whole betting community, the whole betting world. Like, fighters are throwing fights. Oh, my God. So when did it start? How many fighters have done it?
Yeah.
The UFC and FBI, whatever, is never going to release the actual results of the investigation.
I mean, you will, but they just won't. They'll release it, but they just won't publicly. Like they'll just.
They won't. I'm telling you,
but they'll just try to course correct to not have
I feel like they'll release the like the whole evidence thing, but you'll have to go like on Google and like really search.
No. Okay, think about the James Krause situation. James Krause happened like almost 3 to 4 years ago. And they still haven't released what's the result of the investigation?
No, I'm telling you, there's probably, if you look it up, it's probably out there, but you would have to go look it up.
No, if it was out there,
looked it up?
No, I'm telling you, what happened?
Because somebody listening is going to go look this up.
Exactly. But this isn't like the Epstein files where it's like the whole, you can go.
I'm telling you right now. So.
I don't know if we're ever going to get that information either, but anyway.
So what happened was James Krause did almost the same thing, even worse, and it was bad.
Funny enough, the guy Isaac, he actually
trained with James Krause.
That was his first.
What?
Yeah,
that's what. And that's
and I'm sorry, just like bring up James Krause. I'm not familiar with this.
Okay. So James Krause was a coach. He actually was an Ultimate Fighter with me, so I actually know him personally too.
Okay.
So, but anyway, he was a coach. And what he did was he had a Discord, and he would tell people to bet on this person and to bet on that person. One of his fighters was injured, and he told his Discord to bet against his own fighter. Then his fighter goes out and lose in the first round, exactly the way that he's been alleged to tell his Discord. Now, so. Everybody got fired from the UFC. James Krause, his fighter, and anybody that was close to that situation. And they were supposed to be all under FBI investigation. This happened almost 4 years ago. 3 to 4 years ago, whatever. Nothing has came about from it. They haven't talked about it. They haven't said like the results, if someone's getting like convicted or nothing. They just wash it underneath the rug.
They just wait long enough for people to forget about it.
Yeah,
and then
unfortunately, it popped back up with the Isaac situation, which happened like I don't know what September, October time frame. I can't remember. It was after your fight, right?
Yeah.
So, but to me, I feel like the UFC was never going to talk about it publicly, and they're never going to release the investigation because it's not just going to hurt MMA betting; it's going to hurt betting altogether in all sports.
Yeah, and betting's become such a big thing.
It's just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, so 4 years ago, it wasn't that. Imagine if California opened up.
Especially online betting. That's where it changed.
Like, we can't bet here in California.
Yeah.
We got to have like a bookie in another state.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
Don't look at me.
What are you talking about?
He's a degenerate out-of-state gambler. But Elijah, you were saying that one of the questions that just UFC fighters hate to get, one of the new ones is, should I bet on you?
Yeah.
So, I got to ask, does anybody get like pissed off at you? Be like, man, I put money on you.
Funny. Right? I mean, funny enough,
you've only lost one fight.
Yeah, and it wasn't in the UFC. So I haven't dealt with that so far. Because every fight that I've won, I haven't had anybody. A lot of people, I would guess that they would just put a money line. Meaning like they just say that I'm gonna win the fight. It doesn't matter whether if it's submission, decision, or knockout. Yeah. Just a money line bet. Which if somebody asks me, I'd be like, hell yeah, because why? Bet on me.
Bet against yourself.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say no, but I probably had some people like, oh man, I was hoping that you get, but that get the win in the first round, but that rarely.
When they start doing those like specific bets for that, but also parlays are big.
Yeah, but I definitely know a lot of fighters. Like I'm cool with another bantamweight fighter, Malcolm Wellmaker. He just he coming off a two knockout first round knockout, well 3 if you want to count the Contender Series, and he was fighting in Madison Square Garden. He was fighting a guy named Ethan Ewing, and Malcolm, he was a big favorite. He was a huge favorite, as a matter of fact. And Ethan Ewing was coming in on, I think, maybe a couple of days short notice, but he had fought the week before and beat a guy in the first round. So, although it was short notice, but he was still in good shape. It wasn't like he came off the couch.
Yeah.
And Ethan Ewing, since nobody knew about him, didn't do any research, he came in and he did. He beat Malcolm. And Malcolm, he was saying that he's posting. You could go on the timeline. Everybody was like, "Oh, he got fraud checked. You fried my parlays and all that stuff like that."
Yeah.
Dude.
Off of one fight. So fight fans are, one day they love you, and the next day they hate you, and then you go out there and you win again, and they love you again.
And the thing is, as a coach, I can't bet on them. So they have a policy now that coaches cannot bet on fighters.
Yeah.
So because they know the inside, they know what the hell going on with their coaches, with their fighters.
Yeah, well, they have all the inside information.
Yeah. And you can't go on Discord and tell people either.
Right. Exactly.
Well, you can't have a guy in another state that's making bets for you.
But it's so weird. It's so weird that I can't bet on my own fight. Now, I get it if I decide to bet for him to lose, then that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But if I bet for him to win, which I think he's going to win, I know he's going to win. It's funny that everybody else can make money, but I can't.
See, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Don't allow the bet on to lose, but you got to you believe in your fighter.
Right. I should bet on him every time. If not, then we shouldn't be fighting.
Yeah.
And also,
you're going to want him to win even more if you put money on it.
Right. I
know a big thing with you guys is accountability. And I think this is a good example of people that need to take accountability for your bets, man. Don't blame the fighters. You know what I mean? Losing a parlay or something like
and
that.
And at the end of the day, sometimes you'll fight a guy who technically he really is better than you. Maybe he is just like, you guys fight 10 times and he'll beat you 9 times out of 10. But that one day that you guys fight, you throw a lucky punch and you just connect and put his lights out, and that's that. It's like... You can't call it. You can't call it.
That's why I don't bet on fighting. Because it's sometimes it's too unpredictable. When sometimes you should have zagged when you should have zigged, and you get clipped, and dang, we spent 8 weeks training for it, and you got knocked out in 10 seconds, and it's not something anybody could have predicted.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always a fluke. Also, you never know.
Go out there and slip on a banana peel.
Chris is always jumping on the parlays. Like he's got his like charts and stuff.
I don't. I mean,
oh wait, no, you're in California.
Let's not get into what I'm doing.
Some Vietnam vet in Nevada.
when I'm visiting over there, I'm in Nevada.
Yeah.
You know what? Can we?
Next topic.
Maybe we should do an intro.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, welcome to Go With Your Palate. You got me, Joe Wagner, and my co-host, Chris Fat Mario Rubio. Today we got two very special guests. We got the father-son duo. We got Gilbert and Elijah Smith, and we're super excited to have you guys. You guys are the second father-son duo in the UFC.
Yes.
And you're on a run right now, Elijah. You're 9-1, bantamweight, just crushing it. You got a fight coming up, like super exciting. Your dad is your coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you got some experience. You got some guidance, I'm sure, from now and then.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that I have like 30 fights, and more importantly, the people that I train with, the people I train under, just all the experience I've had. I've been all over the world, from Thailand to Brazil, to Amsterdam, all over the country. I train with some of the best guys in the world, including John Jones. And I've been able to pass all that information of my personal experience and things that was taught to me, and I could pass it on to my son. And I think that firsthand experience is like, you can't beat it.
Yeah, so I agree. So I take what he has and I add my little style to it, and then you get swift. Yeah. You know, he wasn't as fast. He wasn't the fast.
He says that.
I fight at bantamweight.
I saw the explosiveness in the highlight reel. That was pretty.
Thank you. Yeah.
But hey, you know,
make sure you cut to my highlight reel.
Get to the highlights.
Watch it right here.
There was some power in that highlight reel.
Yeah.
Fun fact right here. You said he has a lot of power?
Yeah.
How many knockouts you got?
All right. Fun fact. I knew he was gonna go ahead with it. I have 0 knockouts.
Listen,
but how many people?
If I don't listen,
hold on.
Okay.
Let me answer your question.
Ball up.
Okay. I got 0 knockouts. However, caveat: how many people did I drop with my punches, and then I finished them with a submission? I was just a better submission artist, and I just believe in my submissions.
Okay.
No, I just think, you know, I'm not saying that I've knocked everybody out clean out. I think my last knockout was probably like easily, of course, you know, the worst knockout I've ever knocked anybody out. A lot of the times I'll drop somebody and then I'll just finish off a ground and pound.
Yeah, you do ground and pound. I go submissions. So we both got the same vibe.
But listen,
I mean, it's
but my style is more appeasing to the fans.
Oh.
Hey, Gilbert, I gotta agree with Elijah on this one. As a fan, that's a lot more fun to watch.
Hey,
no offense.
I put butts in seats.
You know what, Gilbert, I'll be on your side with this one. Okay, your power. You took someone down, but you're about to snap their arm. Look, UFC, you're stopping a submission, but if a submission wasn't stopped, I mean,
but he's missing one thing, and this is like the most important thing. This is the most important thing. His style is more pleasing. But who trains him?
Well, okay, so he's got his style. He's got your training.
Yeah, right.
And your experience.
That's what we call a mic
wait,
drop.
wait, Gilbert.
Thank you.
Wait, Gilbert, don't you have a thought about this percentage of like when the fighter wins?
Yeah.
How much is on them? Could you actually talk about that?
Okay, so I say when a fighter loses, it's 70% the fighter's fault and 30% the coach's fault.
Oh,
but when a fighter wins, is a reverse. I get most of the win as far as the coach, and 30% goes to the fighter. And I say that because as a fighter, when you lose, it's probably because you're not listening. Half the time, fighters don't listen to their coaches. They don't believe in the training, and they go out there and do something totally crazy. It's very rare that I see a coach give a fighter bad advice. It's very rare. Okay. However, it's usually the opposite. The fighter goes out there and he won't listen to his coaches or to the strategy or whatever the case may be. However, if you win, it's mostly because of the stuff that your coach taught you and trained.
Okay, I got a question though.
Yeah.
With the last fight.
Yes.
What percent? What percent? No, because that wasn't even gonna be.
Yes.
What percentage do you think you should have the way how I won, what percentage do you take for the credit?
Okay, so yes.
With the
power bomb?
Yeah, the power bomb.
Okay, because we're gonna get. Let's just dig. We're gonna dig into the power bomb.
Did you guys ever practice that?
No.
Wait.
I honestly, from that power bomb, I take 100% credit.
Yeah.
You've heard it here.
Right.
You didn't hear 1 second of him said, Elijah, just power bomb him.
Wait, Art, can we get the clip of the power bomb if you could dig it up? Because I always like to see it again.
Yeah.
So,
And you'll be able to see, because it's funny enough, I slammed him right in front. That's the one thing about the UFC is that when this is why I feel like they duped me on the power bomb. They gave me the most dog water angle of the slam that you could have got. I was like, bro, that's the bet. Like because they cut to the angle when I was picking them up, and they cut to an angle where they was out of the cage, and it was kind of hard to see. I was like, why would y'all give them that angle? Like, why would y'all do that to me? Like, this is a crazy knockout. You give them the worst angle possible. But I mean, like I said, I was right in front of you, man. I didn't hear you say.
Right. However, how many times have we trained good medicine ball slams? You picking something up, slamming it down.
Yeah.
How many times we trained our power cleans and kettlebells, swings and snatches and explosiveness? Okay, I may not.
Here we go. Kazama, oh.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I got some questions about this, but first I just want to say there are two things. We were blending wine before we came here, and you guys had a little competition,
Yeah.
and we could throw in some clips of that in here. One thing that Gilbert said was he tasted Elijah's wine, and he goes, "It's good, but it could be better."
Right.
And I told you, I said my dad said the same thing about every wine I ever made.
It pushes
he
you.
tasted, he goes, "It's good, but it could be better." It's like nothing's ever good enough, right?
Right.
And that's a push. That's a father's push. That's a good thing. But then my dad, you just reminded me, he'll tell me that he can take credit for 100% of my success. Because without him, I wouldn't be here.
Thank you. Right. From the jump, I told Elijah, I said, listen, man, whose career is going to be better? My career or your career? Elijah was like, what? I'm in the UFC. I'm 2-0. I'm already beating you. And I'm only 23. I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, my career is going to be better. He's like, why? I said, because I have my career and your career to add to it.
See, look, man, that's what happened, man. That's why 1099 is ass.
He did. He sent me a 1099 to my dad. I paid you this amount of money, so I need to write it off. So now I have to add that money to my income.
Come on now. It's
you're also checking all the boxes in business, man.
But hold on. I told him to do that.
That's good.
I did. I told him because I want my son to understand business, but also understand, I'm your coach, I'm your father, but we still have a business transaction, and I'm not going to take advantage over you.
Yeah.
The fact is, like, you got paid all this money, and Uncle Sam is going to be knocking on your door. It's not fair, especially when you're paying people out, and I don't care, I'm your dad, we still doing business, and we're going to be 100% on the books.
Yeah, and you the beauty of that is that you could trust each other implicitly, right?
Right.
Like, you don't have to worry about that.
I'm
But
never
as long
going to
as
cheat
it's
him.
reality,
Never going to cheat him. I'm never going to cheat anyone.
Yeah.
I would tell everybody to do the same thing because business is business, and I want to make sure, like, honestly, bro, I'm okay. I have a lot going on. I want to make sure my son and his daughter and his future kid is going to be all right if I pass away tomorrow. So that's my goal.
That's what we want to leave it all with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Art, bring that slam back up. We didn't even touch on this yet. My first question for this is, you didn't stop. You did the slam. When did you know this? When did you know he was out? You like this?
By the second punch. So boom, I slam him. Boom.
So
I punch him before his feet even touch the ground.
Yeah.
I'm
looked like he was out when he hit the ground.
All I know is that when I slammed him, all I knew is that I got out the triangle, and I was like, okay, cool, ground and pound, boom. Yeah. And then the second one was just like, okay, now he's out.
But just that,
like, I punched him, boom. But
that reaction, like that, I see it a lot in UFC, is that they get this big move and then they hesitate even for like a half a second.
Yeah.
And the guy survives, the guy pops up.
Yeah, and then he pops up and moves really quick.
Like the Undertaker, he rises up.
Man, that speed of just like it's almost just like we call it fight IQ or whatever, but just
the killer instinct.
Yeah, the killer instinct, just jumping in there, being like, I'm not stopping until the ref stops.
Yeah, you got to flip that switch.
It's like boom, and then immediately like just nature takes over, whatever you've trained for, and you just jump on.
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy because that guy right there is different than the guy that's sitting right here.
Yeah,
you got to be able to flip that switch because if you can't flip that switch when the lights cut on, man, you going to get some killers.
Yeah, but the problem was he caught a lot of flack from that. A lot of people was like, "That's messed up. You shouldn't hit him anymore. He was already out." Yeah,
they were making me. I was sitting there. I was reading the comments. They were like, if you hit behind, because people don't understand the rules on slamming and so slamming and spiking is illegal. So a lot of people they didn't understand. A lot of people don't understand. So they were saying you can't hit behind the head, but you could slam somebody on the back of the head and knock them out. And they're like, that should be illegal. The reason why it's not illegal is because he's in a submission.
He was going for a triangle.
He was going for a triangle.
Okay.
So your opponent has if you're getting lifted up and you're in a triangle, you have the ability to let go before you get slammed. Now it's up to the fighter. If you want to keep holding on and you think you got this submission and you want to keep holding on, you can't dock the guy who's getting, like, I'm trying to get out the submission. Yeah. So how are you going to penalize the guy that's in the submission trying to get out? Like, am I just supposed to sit there and just get triangled?
Yeah, but the backstory is his opponent last fight was finished with a triangle choke.
Yeah.
So when he was going for a triangle choke, he was like, "Oh my God, 2 fights in a row, I'm about to triangle him."
Yeah.
So he was so committed to it, he didn't let go.
Yeah.
And so he's thinking that you're just gonna stand on your feet and hunched over until you just.
He's gonna catch him. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this though too. I think it also sends a message to future fighters.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if they see, you got Rampage like that, that's Rampage's reaction. But you're basically saying, hey, you try to go choke me, I'm gonna get ready for the power bomb because that takes strength though too, dude. Like seriously, like
strength from medicine ball slam that I train him. We do it. Strength and conditioning.
Don't give
100% of that credit.
Oh, he took it around. He came back around.
Hey, I told you, man. We got like a.
So I do think this is a good place to jump into, like the father-son dynamic and knowing that you guys are working together. You have a personal relationship. The whole thing. Like I had something similar. I still have something similar, but we just don't work together on a daily basis. But like. I think that there is a trust there. That's a beautiful part of it. But I would find, like, with myself at least, it was hard sometimes to find like that motivation to follow the guided path when he'd tell me to do something and I want to go this way. But then, and so how do you guys manage that? Where, from a coach perspective, where and then Elijah, you obviously have some visions of what kind of you want to do. Maybe if you're assessing what you may want to do in this fight, what the plan is.
So I would start off with game planning. Okay, we get a fight. They say, oh, it's so. Okay, for me, I do a lot of film study. I check out my opponent. I see what his tendencies are. Like my now new opponent that I'll be fighting March 14th, Soo Young Yu. Like I've already checked out all of his fights. I'm finding their Instagram. I'm checking out. I'm doing real FBI work to see who I'm fighting.
Yeah.
I don't ever go into a fight that just blindly like, oh, I don't care who I'm fighting. Just never. That's never. I played football. So I like to do a lot of film study. Yeah. That's just, I'll be in class in school just watching film, doing whatever. So that's what I do to all of my opponents. And once I figure out who I'm fighting and breaking down, I come back to my dad. I'm like, okay, this is what I saw. This is what I saw. Then he gives me his input. And then from there, that's where, we'll even sit down and watch film together, watch fights. And
I was going to ask if you watch film too.
So. Yeah. We definitely going to watch
real game
film.
Plan.
Yeah, it's a team effort. I mean, there's obviously times we clash heads, and sometimes I gotta say, "Yo, shut the fuck up and let's go," because he be annoyed. He be the main person in the class in the gym that wants to argue back.
Well, I mean, I'm real like. I feel like
man,
just like him.
I don't know if this is gonna work. I said, bro, just try it. Well, I don't know. It doesn't make sense, bro. Just try it, right? but honestly, he has taught me a lot of things too. Cause like I listen to him and I be like, okay, that actually makes sense. Let's try this. Let's go a little different. So I try not to be like I know everything, cause I don't. right? So and he has good views. He has a good eye, and he has this vision of what, like he knows what he wants. So my goal is to give him the confidence, the reassurance, and a little bit of guidance to the outside thinking, so he can go out there and perform.
Yeah, that's literally what it comes down to. I mean, you gotta be on. I think that's probably the beauty of fight camp is the ups and downs, the round and rounds. Sometimes, I mean, you'll hear it from a bunch of different fighters too. You know, you think you have 1 second, you think you're having a good fight camp, then boom. Next second, you're dealing with an injury,
some bad sparring session.
You know, you
got your ass whooped. You start thinking about, damn, your girlfriend broke up with you. You know, stuff like that. Yeah, so it's like you're going broke.
It's a lot. It's a lot that goes into a fight camp that the outside people don't get to see, because all they see is on Saturday night. Saturday night where they see me in the cage, and that's about it. They don't know like what happened, how did the weight cut go, you know, medical stuff, you know, all that stuff out, you know, because we, at the end of the day, you know, after we fight, you know, we got, you know, we go back to real life too, you know, we still pay taxes, you know, got bills to pay, some of, you know, got kids, you know, girlfriend wants this, you know, mom wants that, sister wants this.
Yeah, the second, third cousin you never spoke to.
Oh, yeah, you guys already. They want to reach you.
Hey, man, can I borrow that $20?
You know, and then,
what? And then I haven't talked to you.
And I think it's time for a family reunion. Yeah. We all want to talk.
I think what was even crazier about my last fight was that, of course, that was like crazy. Okay, so I get the slam knockout. We're in the back and getting checked out by the doctors, making sure nothing, you know, was wrong with me. And my dad said, he was like, yo, I don't know if you understand, but you just did something that's going to change your life forever. You know, then my phone starts blowing up. Boom, 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 boom. Next thing you know, I'm doing interviews, podcasts, you know, going out to California doing a podcast for Rampage. It was, you know, I'm here, there.
ESPN top 10.
ESPN top 10. I'm doing an interview with Ariel Hawani. I'm the UFC. They flew me out, me and my girlfriend out to UFC 320. You know, I'm here with you know, and I'm like, man, how much in just that small what I did that opened up a lot of things, and I think the best part is that I still I feel like I still haven't shown who I really like, the full
all of your capabilities. But you did show that you're not just capable, but you're also you're a showman. Like I think that's exciting for any sport, right? You got a guy that does a front flip to get a touchdown in football.
They want to see that.
Yeah, they want to talk to that guy.
Actually, didn't you do a backflip after you did that powerbomb? Because there was
You know, it's so funny. It's like everybody, because I did after the knockout. You know, I did the little dance that everybody kind of already seen, and I did that dance because one of the guys he's from where we are, Colorado Springs, and he made up that dance, and I did it, and that's all they put, because I was looking for the camera. I was like, camera one.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, look at me. Boom. But they didn't even know that.
That was smart for him to do, honestly.
Yeah, they didn't know that I did a lot of people don't know, like, if I get a finish, that's always going to be my signature. I'm going to do a backflip off the cage. Like, I run up off the wall, do a backflip. I've done it in many of my fights that I've gotten, like, any type of finish. And when I got it, I did it. I don't know. The cameraman must have been like looking here when I was doing it. Like I was like, "Damn, y'all missed it."
They're probably looking at the cameraman was actually on the guy that was laying down.
Does he have a pulse?
But I got. You know, we're doing backflips and the guy's like fighting for his life over here.
Wait, what's his name? I want to find that the guy's name of the dance that I did. His name is TJ. Yeah, TJ. His Instagram is Hooded Hoodlum. And like I did a whole little dance thing to
he actually has a lot of followers.
Yeah, and that got over 3 million views. He's an Army vet as well. Hooded.
You want to pull up the hooded
hoodlum?
Yeah.
Front just beating, blood just breathing, old folks peeking. Somebody bitch get fucked this evening. Gucci got close, bitch swag get Cleveland. I'm so gangster, he's so corny. I'm so hood.
That like he'll do that every time, and it got so viral on TikTok. Like
it was more viral then the video on
that
the ESPN.
Yeah, got
that
over
was crazy.
3 million views on that. I was like, damn.
Well, you actually answered my question because I was going to ask you if you could contribute your dance moves to your dad.
Yeah, so you have gotten really good on and big on social media. You've been able to capitalize on that.
Now I didn't always start like that. For the longest, I had my dad running my Instagram.
I literally used to make all his videos, all the caption, anything, because he wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
he do it now, but I had to do it for the first couple of years.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd probably say after when I fought a guy. No, I think it was like right before.
It was after Josh Walker.
Yeah, the Josh Walker fight. So right before I got signed to the UFC, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take it over. I don't know. I think I got annoyed too. I got annoyed because like I would get DMs from like some of my friends, and then he would respond.
Yeah,
he would forget that he's on my page.
Yeah. I'll be going back and forth. And
I was like, yo, why are you responding to my messages?
I was like, oh shit, my bad, wrong account. Like,
I would not let my dad.
Yeah, could you share your account with your dad? He'd be probably surprised at your DMs.
I think my dad would just go straight up. He'd talk all this shit in the world.
I'm like, man, just give me my shit back.
Hold on, man. You was talking about my dancer. What you saying about my dancer?
Say, I wouldn't even say that you're a dancer because he can't. I mean, just making you. He attempts to dance, but that doesn't make you a dancer. You know,
wait.
Hey, man, can you put on some music real quick? I grew up, man. I grew up dancing.
No, he did. Oh my. He's sweet.
He said he grew up dancing, man.
Yeah. But before he was telling you that he was. You know, I was on the street. He said I was on the streets of New York dancing.
Wait, what kind of dancing, bro?
You don't understand. Back in the day, we used to dance with the girls. You know, you hit the dance floor, you get the girls.
No, back in the day, you get a cardboard box.
All cool, want to look cool and scared to dance.
That's actually true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, back, we used to dance.
Well, but that's also the mind-numbing mumble rap music.
It comes down to the music.
Comes hand in hand.
Yeah, because when I went out to Vegas for UFC 320, that's when Alex Pereira got the belt back, and Merab he beat Corey Sandhagen, and so we went out to we were out in Vegas, and my guy Ode, he was like, hey yo, come to Ode, he was like. We were staying at the Conrad, but the after party for Merab was at the XS. And Ode, he texted me. He was like, yo, y'all come over to XS. You know, Merab's after party is there. And I was like, fuck it, we're going there. That's where I want to be.
And
I want to be.
And I bet he didn't dance.
I want to be where the.
Did you dance that night?
I did.
You danced on the dance floor.
But you got to understand the type of music that this wasn't. We weren't at a Latin club. You know, we're at a EDM.
I don't care.
Like they usually do EDM stuff.
EDM. Yeah. I mean, chain smokers. They were performing, so they were fire, smoke, all that stuff like that. So they're playing, and we're just fist bump. We're like, all that good stuff.
You probably can't put on music because of the copyright for the podcast.
Oh, I don't know. Well,
is that right?
Working on it. Hang on.
He said,
he'll work it. We'll get some beats later.
But the music, like if you go to EDM, I've never been to a rave, so I want to go to a rave one day. But that type of music. Each music has this different type of.
Girl, so I've done
dancing to it.
Yeah.
If I'm in the club and I'm listening to some thug shit, and you're like, I'm sitting back, you want to look tough, but you can't play tough when Chain Smokers is playing and baby pull me closer and you can't sit there and be tough and all gangster. You just got to buy into your environment.
But
so it does.
I got it.
Even when like the thugs.
This is it, dude.
Wait. He about to start.
Wait, hold on. He's just your dad. What?
I tell you what.
Never lost him.
Man.
Never lost him.
Still got it.
That was sick.
The hips don't lie.
He was throwing it bike.
Man, that was good.
Well, so on top of the dancing, but you got a music career going too.
Yeah.
And so you let us hear a couple of the songs. I don't know if we can put any of them up.
Yeah.
And what I
promise you guys won't get copyright.
Thanks. Yeah, we're clear. Okay, cool.
But what I noticed, I mean, I'm gonna let you. Why don't you describe the style? Because I got just the few songs I got to hear. I got an idea of the style, but you go ahead and
I would say for my music style, I don't even want to put in like a style to it. An artist, I mean, I look up to artists like Drake. And I don't like to just put myself as I've been saying this since I started music. I never just label myself as a rapper or a singer. I like to say I'm an artist because I can jump from, different styles, whether if it's a little bit more lovey-dovey love songs to, maybe a little bit of a club EDM type of song, or maybe it is more hard, string song, rap song. Yeah. So I like to go back and forth. So I like to tell people I'm versatile.
Yeah.
So I would like to say my style is very versatile. Like it doesn't matter what instrumental is being put on. I'm gonna figure out a way to sounds good. Because if it sounds good to me, it sounds good. Yeah. Like this was one of my singles that's called "In Love," and this is more singing, more like this is a club breakup song. And the reason why I said club breakup song because this song is about
most breakups happen in the club. You lose your girl in the club.
Bad decisions.
So I had that EDM feel, that like with the beat high. Like it has a high pace, high pace beat, but it's really a breakup song if you listen to the lyrics. So. I go from, back
But you want to dance to it.
Yeah, exactly.
But you want to dance.
Exactly.
So you want to dance, like, with a girl.
Yeah, and then you're sitting there and you listen to the song and you're like, oh, damn, this guy sounds like he's going through a heartbreak.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You're like dancing, crying, just in the club, just all ugly crying.
Which I wasn't going through a heartbreak at all. It was just kind of, it just
caught the vibe.
It just caught the vibe. And I like to tell stories.
Yeah.
Whether if they're real, but don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna sit here and rap about or sing about like, I
was just about to talk about that.
I'm driving in a Rolls Royce, I got, I'm living in a $1 million house. I'm not. That's not me. If I do say that, then
I recall that MTV Cribs.
Right.
Now, if I did rap about something like that, I would change up the lyrics and I would say
what you want.
What I want. What I'm looking for, like what my goals are. That would be the only way I would implement that.
Don't be fronting on the music about like I'm in the streets, I'm selling drugs, I got guns, I'm shooting things up. Yeah. I didn't want that for him, so like I'm glad like the type of music he makes because it's real and he's speaking to his real story and not just kind of saying stuff for Instagram or to look cool or to look hardcore.
Well, that's what I noticed is like listening to the other songs and even like paying homage to your family and even like your winnings from wrestling and your career so far and all that stuff. Like you can read through it even in the video and the lyrics and understand like, oh, there's deeper meaning to it and it's motivating.
Yeah.
So like hopefully people take that and understand it instead of like talking about drugs, money, all material
you were doing
shit.
it because we were listening to some of like your first track when it was young, right?
Yeah,
it was 18.
Yeah, it was 18.
First video, but not actually his first song, but it was just his first video.
But I mean, like so much heart, dude. Like all your music has a lot of heart. I think that like kind of goes through it all. You know what I mean? If we're talking about breakup club song, but compared to something like that's just like hits you like in the gut, you know what I mean? Where you're just like really feeling it.
And he needs to get signed, man. It's sad.
No. I'm not looking to get signed.
I mean, listen, come with the right contract.
I mean, if they come. But the thing about my music is like I do this for a real passion. Like I don't want to be. I feel like when you get signed, then you're tied to something. Like you gotta put out an album. You gotta go on tour. I'm like sometimes I just I catch the vibe when I catch the vibe, and then I probably won't make a song for like a month or two. I'll be for training or doing whatever. Yeah. And then every now and then, if I have some downtime and I start listening to beats and stuff like that, I'm like, yep, oh, you know what, I'm feeling it today. So I want to do it on my own time because I feel like that's when that's when my best music comes out.
The truth is, I really believe you have the talent that you should be making good money off of it because the music that you putting on, I understand my opinion may be biased because I'm your father and I'm close to you, but I really feel like you have the talent in the music you have produced already that you should be, kind of out there making good money off of it.
With me, I feel like when it comes down to like making music, I mean, I think every musician has gone through it. It's like you go through a time where you just can't make anything.
Like a roadblock, like
writer's block.
Yeah.
And I'll sit there, I'm like, man, I just can't. Like right now, I don't have that that mindset.
So you don't want the pressure, the pressure of having, like you said, to produce a whole album. You got to make certain sales and then all this. I get it. I get it.
Every song, like I feel like every song has its own like feel to it.
Place and time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going through something. Yeah.
What's interesting to me is like you. So
I don't want to be mainstream.
You were going the music route before you really got into going into professional fighting.
It was more like even back then, music was still a hobby because before the fighting and everything, I wanted to go play football.
Okay.
So
but music, but I think that's the thing is like music's always going to be there.
Yeah, it's always going to be there. It's always going to be an outlet.
At some point your body's going to be like, I can't fight anymore.
Do it, yeah.
But you're still going to have music, and you'll probably have time for that music at that point.
However, the fact that he's fighting and he has a lot of like fans now.
Yeah.
It could be. You can make the argument right now would be the best time to shoot your shot and kind of blow up because when your career is done, no one cares about you.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah.
So I mean, you can make the argument.
You'd be the first actual like real music artist, not a fighter just putting out a song.
Yeah,
but like an actual.
I mean, you could do like a slam remix.
Yeah.
Slam. Let the boys be boys. Come on, I got the Gilbert Bills.
Yeah, from Onyx. Yeah, Alex. That's fair.
But I'll tell you what. I mean, how many fighters? I bet you there's a bunch of fighters that also fight and make music. I'm not the only one. I know that for damn sure. But when it comes down to quality and what the type of music you make, is it good? I mean, even if it's not good, I'll tell all artists, just put out your music.
That song right there could be on the radio. Like it's already radio, like ready, family friendly. Like it's so dope, and you could like it if you like rap or hip hop. That song right there, honestly, should not just be played on YouTube randomly with I don't know, 100 views.
Yeah,
that should be like blown up. I mean, I know my opinion is biased, but that song is so dope.
If you like rap music and you got a 7-year-old kid in your car, like that's
you
can listen to it.
Yeah.
There's a lot,
rap or
a lot of songs in my playlist.
He's got 6 kids, so he's been in that situation.
He has 6 kids.
Jesus.
That's usually the reaction.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I got kids that are almost your age.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, I got 19. Actually, they just turned 20. Shit, they turned 22.
Military, both. Yeah.
They're both. One's in the Marines, one's in the Navy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I still got to get past the fact that they're 20 now. So yeah.
Wow.
And then all the rest are just a slew all the way down to 12. But
yeah,
who knows, man? It's like it's a family affair. It's like you guys. I hope one of them wants to come in and be a part of this thing.
Actually, that's funny. Like the 2 oldest one was like, I'm going to the military.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with this wine thing.
Well, no, I think it was either college or military.
Okay, so you made them.
And it was like they both chose. First, my son chose college, and then decided I don't want to do this anymore. And then he went in the military.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I was like, hey, either one of those routes. And I actually think military now is probably a better route because just the skills you come out with versus the confusion. I think a lot of people come out with like, I got a degree, but I don't. There's no fucking jobs.
I feel like before you, I want to say I kind of went down that same route too because it was like either. I want to say it wasn't military but military was always going to be like my
worst case.
Yeah, last like okay. School's not working out. I need a job. I need to find something. I need a career. All right, I was gonna go military, but I did take the college route. Did 2 semesters. I passed the 2 semesters with ease. It was super easy, but I mean, it just for some. I did also go to college during COVID too. So so it wasn't.
That must have been a bad experience.
Yeah, doing it online, I felt like I was teaching. I mean, not feel like I was teaching myself. I was teaching myself everything, and. It just
have you taken a college course actually in class?
No. Oh yeah, actually I have. When I was in high school, actually, because I was we had a program called GT Pathways, and you take college courses in high school, which is why I would
apply those
take those credits and like I would take during the school and then during the summertime I'll take. You remember when you were dropping me at the community college?
I remember. Yeah. I actually I would say though the military thing, the military for me like saved my life.
Yeah.
Like, it really gave me, I joined the Army when I was 17 years old, and it taught me discipline. I remember when I joined the Army, I had a hard time, making it through. I had about 6 Article 15s, and that's like when you get caught for doing something stupid and you get punished. And I just kept messing up. I wouldn't listen. I was hard-headed. I was stubborn. I would talk back. I would argue. I just had an attitude problem. And I just
You were a 17-year-old boy.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking normal.
Yeah. And coming from the streets and knew nothing. And knew nothing about the military.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody in my family joined the military. But it taught me about discipline. It taught me about motivation. It taught me how to become a man. It just changed my life, man. So the fact that your sons.
Son and daughter. Daughter's a Marine and son's a Navy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Your daughter went Marine.
Dude, she is badass.
That is badass. That's great, man. Congratulations.
It's a great route for them. They love it, so it's good.
Congratulations, man.
Highly recommended to anybody that's looking for
Yeah.
I don't know what to do for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Because you're now at an age where you understand, like when you're 17, 18, 19, like you're still kind of like
But I
not sure
also
what I'm gonna do.
But I also had to grow up pretty fast too, because I had my daughter when I was 16.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I was already kind of in that mindset, which is why becoming an MMA fighter, which was the point that I was gonna get to, it takes a lot of risk. It took a lot of risk because one, okay, I didn't have a career plan. I just knew I wanted to go to college and play football. That was it. I didn't even know what I wanted to study
I was against.
But it was one of those things, like, school just wasn't. It wasn't for me. It wasn't even for you until later on in your life. So maybe later.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. I joined the Army.
Nah, he was
specifically.
good. He was failing. He was failing in high school.
No,
He
he's right. He's right about that. He's right about that.
He won't tell you. He almost ain't finished.
He's right. He's 100%. In high school, and another reason why I joined the Army, because in high school, my sophomore year, I had straight Fs. I didn't go to school. I was running the streets.
Hard-headed, man.
But for me, I joined the Army specifically because I knew I didn't have the grades to just go into college. I didn't have the discipline, and I damn sure didn't have the money. But I joined the Army to get money and to get the discipline so I could go to college. Because back then, in the 90s and early 2000s, college was everything. You had to go to college to become someone.
That was absolutely true. Back then.
Now it's a little different. Now it's like you don't have to go to college, but back then you had to go to college.
Yeah.
But definitely, like I said, college wasn't for me. Like when actually, my second amateur fight, I knocked the guy out in 7 seconds. The night before, I took an exam, passed it, and I went out there and knocked the guy out in 7 seconds. Boom. That was my life. I was training, going to work.
Was this in Colorado Springs?
Colorado Springs. I was training, going to work, and fighting, and going to school. But I was like, it got to a point where I told him one day, I was like, "Yep, this second semester is gonna be my last semester."
I was disappointed. I was kind of pissed off because for me, like I said, I was the first person in my family to graduate college.
Okay.
And I wanted my son to also have that same legacy. And I think it would have been a great story to be like fighter, making music and going to school. Yeah. And now that we have I have a granddaughter, his daughter, so she can see that daddy did it and granddaddy did it.
Yeah. I think my mindset was just
disappointed.
my motivation was, even when I was young, I always said to myself I was going to be an athlete. I felt like I always felt something was special about me. I didn't know what it was. I always thought it was football. But I just knew I had this athletic ability and it was going to be applied to something. So when I made the decision to stop going to school and go all into fighting, I think
that was the best choice. I mean, it is hard to do both.
It was a lot to do both. But when I made that decision, we went all in. But that's something that a lot of fighters have to understand. And thank God I had a decent job that worked with my schedule, that paid me decently, and to where I can support myself. Outside of
and more importantly, he was still living at home. So
it
was like he had no struggle. He was living at home. Training was free.
It was pretty good, but it was still like a jump in the deep end.
Yeah.
You can start fighting, but it's not.
Well, you're looking at it like, are you going to be wasting 3 years of your life?
There's no guarantee, because everybody jumps in, I want to be an MMA fighter. What do they want to do? They want to get signed to the UFC, and that's a small percentage of people that get signed to the UFC. And even when you do make it to the UFC, it's still not life-changing.
Yeah, it really is not.
You still got to grind
your... Let's tell the truth about... Let's tell the truth about making it to the UFC. And yes, we definitely could talk about it. When you make it to the UFC, you haven't done anything. Understand this. You haven't done anything. The only thing you have done is give yourself more opportunity to grow. But as far as money-wise, you are still broke.
Is this really the end? Unbelievable. Find out next week.